And welcome back, this is Baller Scuba with more Let's Play Mass Effect. I am joined, as always, by Mariah Shepard, Commander Extraordinaire. When we last left off, we finished off the tutorial mission, and I have increased the gamma since then. I have also, I believe, fixed all of the audio bugs that I was having. That was weird, but hopefully that will be gone from this point forward. Also, a couple corrections. Number one, people widely commented on my use of the battle system, and it appears that people want me to be more tactical as I go forward. I was trying to kind of do it pretty quickly. Also, it was pointed out to me that there really isn't permadeath in this game. So when Ashley got hit by a slow rocket because she refused to hide behind cover like a smart person, she didn't officially die. She would have been brought back as soon as the battle was over. I didn't know that, honestly, because somebody had told me to keep somebody alive, and due to the fact that you can't, you don't automatically heal between battle. So I assumed that that was permanent. So one quick save and quick load that I didn't need to do. All right, let's go over here, get me some more meta-gel, and we have a little bit of work to do. All right, so let's look in the journal first. I have a new entry for the prologue, so technically we're still in the tutorial. They want me to speak to Joker. Seth Green should help me out quite a bit. But we do have new codex entries, so let's go over them. Let's go over the Citadel and Galactic Government first. First, read to me.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
So the Keepers have always been there, and then a whole bunch of other alien species went and occupied it and kind of took it over, and the Keepers are still there? It's kind of weird. All right, so here are the... Didn't they say 5? Looks like there would be like a 6th one over here. I assume that's the Presidium Tower, and then like something like that is Presidium. It's kind of hard for me to make out from that one picture in their description, but I'm sure we'll get a closer inspection at some point. That seems to be a very important place. Next up, we have weapons, armor, and equipment.
Combat hard suits use a dual layer. Medi-gel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medi-gel violates Council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Wait, the all-healing item is banned by genetic engineering laws? So Medi-gel is like actual biological material? Interesting. All right, let's go to the secondary thing. I'm sure we have some things here. Yes, we do. We have statistics on the Citadel station. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating element 0 cores, I have no idea what that means, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. They did that a lot in the movie Interstellar. Maybe they got it from here. Rotation 3.5 minutes per revolution. So like the gravity is done by centrifugal force. So the rotational gravity in the wards is 1.02 Earth gravities. We just call that G's. At least as far as I know, we do. Rotational gravity in Presidium 0.3 Earths, not like 1.03, no, just 0.3 Earth. Okay. Total length when it is open is 44.7 kilometers. That's not that big, considering the diameter is 12.8 kilometers. The ward length, each one of these, I think, is 43.6 kilometers with 330 meters width. That's not that wide. It's like 4 football fields. In America, we judge everything by football field lengths. Presidium ring diameter, 7.2 kilometers. The width of that is 553 meters. The exterior armor thickness is 13 meters. That is thick. It does have a population of 13.2 million people, not including the keepers, which weirds me out. I kind of want to see a keeper now. The gross weight, 7.11 billion metric tons. That is heavy as all hell. And the height of the Presidium Tower is 1,047 meters, which is, let's say, let's round down. It's over 3,000 feet tall. That is tall. All right, I think we are good to go. Now that I have quite a few tips on the battle system, we're going to
see you're okay, Commander.
pretty much ignore battling for a while. I think we have a lot of plot to go through. How you doing, Kaden?
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Of course you didn't lose me. That would just be the end of the game right there. Fine, I'll be nice to him. How you holding up? No, let's talk about Jenkins first.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save him.
Nope, death by cutscene. Nothing I could have done.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck.
Even the game knows.
It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
I was going to say, even the game knows that death by cutscene is not something that you can prevent. Looking at you, like 10 games that I can think of off the top of my head. Seems like you've been around. Yes, you are a man slut, are you not?
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of Biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
That's kind of a sore spot for me, you dick. I don't have a family. I had an option to have one and I decided against it.
I never met my parents. If they wanted to see me, they'd have contacted me after that mess a few years back.
Oh, that's right, Torfin. A messy business. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet.
Once again, I'd rather not talk about it.
For the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
Yes, why would we go to the Citadel? I wonder. Like, seriously, some important shit happened. Let's go tell Central Command. Is that really all that strange? We want to brief the Council. This isn't like a violation of, like, security clearance, is it? Should be fine.
The captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the Council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Oh, I guess we're done here. Nice talking with you, Kaden. What do we got over here? Hey, how you doing, Doc?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
All right, let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about personal questions first.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
Kind of weird.
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me.
Yeah, it's just a
too
planet.
safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure.
By adventure, she
I wanted
means
to
man.
travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls.
Called it.
Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Just for the record, she joined because she wanted a dangerous man. And it didn't work out so well, so apparently she's still single. Maybe. Any regrets about what you've done with your life choices? Is this a good time to bring that up?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth. Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I hear that a lot with people that served in the military. Well, not necessarily personally hear it, but you hear that you're not there for your mission, you're there for your troop. You know, you're there for your buddies. All right, let's talk about Captain Anderson. What do you think about him?
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
You doing him? Is that what's going on here? All right, let's talk about Kaden.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations.
Just the one lieutenant?
Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
I just said the lieutenant, and she's like, oh yes, the lieutenant. There's only the one on board, apparently. Alright, it's not easy being an L2. What the hell's an L2? Why does he have headaches because of it?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
Such as?
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Kaden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
How the hell are those considered side effects? Like, at that point, I would say being a biotic is a side effect. Seriously, severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. Yes, but my dry mouth is gone. What the hell? This drug sounds awful. I took this drug? Why did I take this drug? I think that's all that we have time to talk about with you.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
And I got more codex entries as a result. We'll at least finish out this room before we get back into the codex. Do you guys have anything to say? No. Fantastic. Lovely speaking to you people. Why are you even on this ship? You don't want to talk to me. I'm going to be in charge of this ship eventually. Hey, how you doing, Ashley? I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in charge of this ship. I mean, they were like, you can only use the map if you're in charge. I'm like, oh, well, that's going to happen at some point. How you doing, baby?
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
You know, you almost died.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
I'm gonna be as nice to her as I possibly can. For as long as I possibly can. Until she gets naked for me, and then I might not be nice anymore.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Alright, how you holding up, baby?
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
You helped slightly by standing out in the open and waiting for a slow thing to hit you, and then I made you wait while I did all the work.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Bullshit.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Oh, I'll make you feel more than that, baby. All right, glad to have you, I mean.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Speaking of fitting
Thanks,
in.
Commander.
Hey, more Paragon for me. Is that all that's going on around here? I assume this is kind of where I came from. Oh, my elevator. I don't think I want to take the elevator if I can help it. I think I came from that side. What do we got around here? Is that the captain again? It is the captain again. How you doing, Captain?
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
He doesn't really have anything to say. I checked around, he doesn't have anything in his room. Alright, so we got a little bit more in the codex. Probably not too much. Yeah, just secondary. No, there's a primary one as well. Technology. Let's see.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
What the hell? Why do people sign up for this? Okay, so I have a few things to say. Number 1, sounds like the Force, right? It sounds like Star Wars to me, at least on first listen to it, but it, of course, works a little bit differently. Number 1, it's shiny. Then, dark energy. So there's like a somewhat reasonable explanation for this. They're just like, dark energy. And yeah, even in the realm of physics, they go, we don't know what it does. So, sure, it works. And finally, just, why? This has got to be, like, I know they said there was an accident that caused all this, but they're still making biotics, aren't they? So are they just injecting massive amounts of kids with this element 0? Well, massive amount of fetuses, I should say, with this element 0, hoping that some of them turn into biotics? Or have we stopped this entirely? I have so many questions about this. All right, let's talk about biotic amps. Biotics manipulate mass effect fields using dozens of element 0 nodules within their nervous systems that react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow biotics to synchronize the nodules so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged in. So I can, like, plug stuff into my head. Lovely. On humans, the implant is usually placed at the base of the skull for convenient access, and it's already a weak spot for us anyway. Though the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Yeah, keep your neck clean. Implant ports can fit a variety of amps, and there is a growing market for modifications and add-ons. The finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by the Asari artisans, but the Alliance's L3 implants, first deployed in 2170, are a significant step forward. So the Asari artisans apparently make the best stuff, but the Alliance is catching up. I assume that means the Asari are like a different race, like different species. All right, I'm gonna avoid the elevator because I assume it only goes up, and I kind of want to take the long way around today. So let's head up here, open the door. Like, I shouldn't have to wait for the door. This is the future. Speaking of which, the hell is this? Oh, it stops like halfway around his face. Don't look at me. I'm looking at you. All right, so he's got like Google Glass on. I cannot see his. Oh, there is his eye on the other side of that, but it's not as open as the other eye. And then, is that like a microphone, or is that just it gripping onto your face? That thing confuses the hell out of me. Probably not going to get any answers out of that either. That is not where I want to go. Okay. That is not the bridge. So we'll head in here and see what I can find. Oh, there's something. Oh, I was too close. I was too close to it. There we go. And I got a codex entry and some experience for it. I'll take it, I guess. What did I find? Faster than, like, Comlink?